The Police Association is concerned about the number of attacks on police, physical attacks on police, increasing in the Southern District. So we thought we'd better address it, have a look at it and see what's going on. The ODT reported this, quote, there has been a 30% increase in assaults on police, a 22% increase in police assaults and a 15% lift in serious assaults resulting in injury during the year ending 30 June 2016. The increase in serious crime coincides with a 17% drop in police foot patrols in the South. The Police Association, Dom, is saying this is not on, which I think we would all agree with. But I guess the question is, why the increase?
Yeah, well, of course, instantly you will draw the line, the comparison between a lack of or a decreased number of foot patrols, for example, and an increase in not only assaults, but assaults on police as well. That's a concerning trend, though, isn't it, when you just isolate that part of it? And I wouldn't say it's anything new, but do you get the feeling that it's kind of escalating, that the sort of almost unwritten law, that rule of the street, so that the police are sort of not really fair game in terms of
sacrosanct.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the word I'm fumbling around for. But that seems to now be one of those things where, well, people just have far less regard for that aspect of society.
I also think what we're being told is what we're seeing in the Southern District is not just located to the Southern District. There seems to be evidence that it's happening through the country as well. Chris Carr, who was the Police Association president, says this, quote, there is more evidence on a local basis of what we are seeing on a national basis. We are stretched and we can't do any more. It's the constant message our members are giving us across New Zealand. He went on to talk about as well, when attending a local government forum on prevention last week, that he didn't just hear the same information from his colleagues, but from mayors and councillors as well. He said of the mayors and councillors, they don't believe they are seeing the same presence of police on the street. The key is we need more resources. He then went on to say, 500 more cops would be helpful, but actually if you want to see a significant difference in this kind of issue, and I guess in the broader aspect of policing, New Zealand needs 1,000 more cops.
Yeah, 1,000 more, that's really interesting, isn't it? And of course, as you would, the Otago Daily Times has gone to Superintendent Lane Todd, who is obviously in charge of things down in this part of the country, and not surprising really that he's sort of saying that it's a different model that they're using. So it's not the response model, it's the prevention model. So he's kind of, I wouldn't say towing the party line, but he's downplaying the significance of less feet on the beat, so to speak, and this increase that we're seeing in assault crime. So I'm not overly surprised there, but you would, anecdotally at least, you would have to think that there's something in it from what you're hearing from various parties.
Yeah, well, you've got to also think about cause and effect, and you've got to say that if there's, and I'm just looking back over the notes, if there's been a 17% drop, to get that right, in foot police, and police are being attacked more, if you have fewer police officers that will respond to you from within a very close proximity, or if you've got fewer police presence in the community to be seen to have that kind of position, then maybe it's not the entire reason, but it's a cause and effect.
You would certainly think that it's part of the reason, and you're probably right. There will be other factors involved here. Of course, what that means is now the politicians weighed into it, of course, and I see that David Clark, Dunedin North MP's waded in here and said that he's had this concern expressed to him at various times from members of society, and of course the Police Minister, Judith Collins, has said, well, we agree with this, and so what we're going to do a year out from the election is a promise to put more police on the streets. Well, you've had how many years to do that? Come on.
I think that's always the question, that this is a cyclical conversation that comes up coincidentally within cooey of an election. National, they've had 3 terms now, so there's no way they can look back to blame anyone else but themselves for what's happening within government agencies. That would be fair. That's long enough.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Honeymoon period's over. So this is exactly what Judith Collins said. Quote, police must always prioritise its resources and deploy them to where they are most needed, i.e., don't give us stick about not spending enough money. Deployment is an operational matter made by individual districts, i.e. not my fault. However, it is clear that there is significantly increased demand for police services, and the Prime Minister has confirmed the government is likely to increase the number of police, i.e. there's an election coming up, so every election will promise 1,000 more police.
Absolutely, They confirmed that the government is likely to increase the number of police. So there's nothing nothing set there. That is just sort of to say, look, yep, we're on the same page as you guys. We think that we need to increase police presence, so we will endeavour to do so. Details to be confirmed.